Welcome back to English 4.0, the radio show. Let's go! Advanced. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Class 79. And we're going to get started with a review now of Class 78. What's the point of reviewing, you may ask? People say, Kyle, what's the point of reviewing? We already saw that material. And I'll say, well, it's all about reinforcing things, right? Just like this topic right now. What's the point? What's the point of reviewing? ¿De qué sirve? What's the point of? What's the point of, well, what's the point of practicing a topic if you're not going to master it? What's the point of studying if you're not going to really learn it? So reviewing is very, very important to make sure that we reinforce everything, to make sure that we learn properly, and that we hopefully we can master these structures. Llegar a dominar, to master these structures. What's the point of studying English if we live in Spain? This is one I said yesterday. What's the point of learning English if we live in Spain? Well, the point is, this will allow you to communicate with people all around the world. What's the point of bringing it if you know you won't use it? What's the point of going to the gym if you know you're not going to eat well? I said yesterday. These are some of the examples from the last class. What's the point of plus gerund? ¿De qué sirve? What's the point of? Or we can also say, what's the point in, followed by gerund as well. What's the point? What's the point of doing this? What's the point? What's the point of doing it? What's the point of studying if you're not going to come back and review it and make sure that you know it well? What's the point? What's the point of? Okay, so you saw this in Class 78, 78.2. Now just a quick review with that. We also saw yesterday in the last class, provided that. Provided that. And we said that this means siempre y cuando, or siempre que, provided that. Okay. In the intermediate class, we saw as long as, which also means the same thing. I'll do it as long as you do it with me. I'll do it provided that you do it with me. Okay. So I'll give you a few examples with as long as, and I'd like you to give me the equivalent with provided that. Okay. I'll cook dinner as long as you'll eat it. I'll cook dinner provided that you eat it. I'll go to the party as long as you'll come with me. I'll go to the party as long as you come with me. I'll go to the party provided that you come with me. Here, I'm speaking in the present. Not provided that you will, but provided that you come with me. In the present. Okay. I'll call the repairman as long as you pay the bill. I'll call the repairman provided that you pay the bill. You can use my car as long as you pay for the gas. You can use my car provided that you pay for the gas. Okay, provided that, and it's followed by the present. Okay, very good. Expression of the day. All right, it is time now for our expression of the day. Our expression of the day today, which is surefire. S-U-R-E, sure, S-U-R-E, and then fire, F-I-R-E, surefire. Surefire, we say. Now, surefire essentially means certain. Like saying, this is a surefire cure for your upset stomach. Yeah, if you have an upset stomach, I have a medicine, and I say, this is a surefire cure for your upset stomach. If your stomach is a little bit revuelto, it's bothering you, and you don't feel well, take some of this medicine. It's a surefire cure. It works every time, right? It's a surefire cure. Some people promise with different plans, different schemes to make money. And they'll say, hey, this investment, give me some money. Give me a little bit of money and I will invest it in this new project that we have. It's a surefire way to make money, they say. I would say always be wary, which means be skeptical, right? To be skeptical of people who promise surefire ways to make money, surefire ways to get rich. You see these things on the internet. Just send us $10 and we'll give you advice about stocks that you can invest in the stock market, la bolsa, the stock market, and some surefire winners, some surefire companies that are going to make money on the stock market this year. And I'm always very skeptical of those things. I never believe them. But you see those. And in English, they use the term surefire, certain. You can't lose. It's a surefire way to get rich. It's a surefire way to make money. I never believe those things. Not good to believe those things. Okay, now we're moving on from that expression. We're moving on here into Class 79, looking at the use of the term "o" instead of zero. We also have "not." Very common in British English to say "not" instead of zero. We have, in tennis, we say love. They actually say love in tennis for zero, which is kind of mysterious. I've researched this a little bit, and it's difficult to I don't think anyone really knows the origin. Certainly, I don't know the origin. If you definitely know the origin of that, send me an email and tell me what it is, because I don't know what it is. But sometimes in tennis they do say love instead of zero for in tennis when they're keeping score. But we also have nil, which means zero or nothing. Nil, zero, nothing. And we often use O. Now, we typically use O in zero. We use O for zero in, let's say, 4 cases. We have, first of all, we use O instead of zero in room numbers. For example, in a hotel, if you check into a hotel, they'll say, you're staying in room 401. Or if you're in an apartment or an office complex, his office is in room 605, right? Using O instead of zero. We also use O with time when it's 3 minutes past 2 o'clock. This comes from the use of digital clocks. 3 minutes past 6 o'clock. It's 6:03. It's 6:03. It's 2:05. It's 7:01. We're being specific, but just reading off this digital screen. So with room numbers, with time, and then with dates. In 1909, my grandfather crossed the Atlantic Ocean to go to Canada. 1909. O. So we're using the O instead of the zero here. And then finally, we also do this in telephone numbers. 1905. Telephone numbers like 902 354 2010. So using O instead of zero. So we have room numbers, dates, times, and telephone numbers as the 4 main uses. Now, this isn't a rule, but this is just some of my personal observations about when we do this. So now, here in the student guide, we have the examples, and in the classes that you saw on television, the examples with dictations. Well, actually, we did a translation, and we said, in 1907, Peter won the match 6-love, 6-love, 6-2. In 1907. So we're just mixing them. Or we could say he was staying in room 305 last week. So room numbers, we're saying O instead of zero. Telephone numbers, 902 405 2031. Dates. He crossed the ocean in 1908. right? It was discovered in 1901. Okay? And room numbers. You staying in room 305. Okay? And, oh yes, of course, time. That's right. Time. So, 5:01. The baby was born at 5:01 a.m., for example. Okay? Vocabulary of the day. Time now for the vocabulary of the day. That's right, our 5 words of vocabulary. The first word, pista de aterrizaje. Runway. This is a runway. Yeah, so at the airport, the airplane lands on the runway, and it also, the phrasal verb for the opposite of landing is to take off. Airplanes take off and land on the runway. The runway, yes. They take off and they land. And I'm always delayed when I come back from Canada in the wintertime. I often suffer delays in Canada because the planes are, well, because of the weather, they have to de-ice. They spray a liquid onto the wings of the planes to remove the ice and snow so that the plane can take off properly and can fly properly. Yeah. Saltar, omitir. To skip. So if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, what did I do? Oh, Kyle, you skipped number 6. You skipped number 6. A, B, C, D, E, G, H, I, J, K. What did I do? You skipped the letter F. I skipped it. To skip. Saltar, omitir. To skip. Muestra. Muestra. This is a sample. A sample. Sample, yes. We'll give you a sample. Sometimes in supermarkets, they give you samples of some food. You can try it and see if you like it. Derramar, tirar. To spill. To spill. Derramar. To spill, yes. So imagine I have a glass of water here, and I hit it with my with my hand. I'm moving my hand, and I tap the glass. It falls over. I spill it all over the table. I spill the liquid, the water. Mm-hmm. But so spill is accidental. This is an accident. When we spill something, it's an accident. But if we do it intentionally, we are pouring. To pour, P-O-U-R, to pour. Whereas to spill is accidental. Escopeta. We have the gun. This is a shotgun. 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 Yeah, there you go. 5 words, 5 very unrelated words there. Runway, skip, sample, to spill, and shotgun are 5 words of vocabulary. And it's time to move on now to our translation. Yes, that's right, to our translation. Translation list number 18. Wow, we're moving along through the translation lists here. So I'm going to read these in Spanish, see if you can get them all right. El plazo termina mañana. The deadline is tomorrow. The deadline is tomorrow. And with the contraction, the deadline's tomorrow. So we have a deadline, like fecha tope. But this is the way we say it. In Spanish, you tend to say el plazo termina mañana. But we say the deadline is tomorrow. The deadline's tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So it is due. The item is due before then because that's the deadline. Tengo derecho a una pensión. Tengo derecho a. I'm entitled to a pension. A pension. I'm entitled to a pension. Number 3. Te tendrás que tragar tu orgullo. You'll have to swallow your pride. You'll have to swallow your pride. Number 4. Has hecho progresos fenomenales en los 3 últimos meses. Has hecho. You've made. Not done. Made. You've made terrific. Fenomenal is phenomenal, but in English, phenomenal exists in English, but we don't use it as often as you say fenomenal in Spanish. We could say terrific. You've made terrific progress in the last 3 months. Terrific. Fenomenal. Terrific. Has nothing to do with terrible. Would you rather have a terrible day or a terrific day? I'd much rather have a terrific day, right? Yes. Terrific. A lot of my students find this word strange because it sounds almost like a negative word, but no, terrific, fantastic, phenomenal. Fue una experiencia gratificante. It was a rewarding experience. Number 6, vaya follón. What a mess. What a mess. Vaya follón, what a mess. Number 7, ¿cómo voy a salir de este lío? How am I going to get out of this mess? Number 8, están conspirando para derrocar al gobierno. Conspirando. We can say they're planning, or they're plotting. We could say they're planning, or they're plotting to overthrow the government. Overthrow. Derrocar. To overthrow. They're plotting. They're plotting. They're thinking about it. They're planning to. Well, they're doing the planning now. Planeando. But they're plotting to overthrow the government. Hicieron puente. They took a long weekend. Number 10. ¿Cuándo piensas renovar tu permiso? When do you plan to renew your permit? Number 11. El chismorreo ha alcanzado niveles insoportables. The gossip has reached unbearable levels. Unbearable levels. And finally, number 12. Doy por sentado que sabes el desenlace. I take it for granted. I take it for granted. Dar por sentado. I take it for granted that you know the outcome. I take it for granted that you know the outcome. El desenlace. That you know the outcome. All right, very good. Well done. We are completely out of time. I'm more than out of time, so I have to finish quickly. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back and we'll review this list tomorrow. So study it again, look it over at home, and you can see it on the television tonight. Review it, and we'll be back tomorrow to review, and so much more. See you then. Bye-bye.